Okay, here we go, guys.
Recording.
Stand by, quiet everywhere, please. Stand by for applause. And giving Juanita a great encouragement here.
Very good. That was Juanita Coco and one of my very favourite songs called Cherish, which I think was by Madonna.
Yeah.
There's a joke about that.
Hey, John, that guy was a fantastic dancer, wasn't he?
Wasn't he incredible? I wonder why he had to be in silhouette. Let's see if we can unmask him and find out who it is.
Geez, that guy looks like you.
You can't say geez on television.
Craig, you ready to slow?
And claps are on. Okay, here we go. Got that? Stand by, giving Juanita a great encouragement here. And stand by.
Cherish the love. I love the words to that song. It's one of my very favourite Madonna songs. Madonna. That's a joke. We won't bother to go into that right now.
John, that dancer was fantastic.
Wasn't he incredible? I wonder why they had him sort of in silhouette. Let's see if we can persuade him. Come on, fella. Take that mask off your face and let's have a look who you are.
Wow, that guy really does look like you.
Doesn't it? You must be seeing double. You know, it's a fact of life that these days most people believe that they can't have a good time unless you have a drink. Just about everything we do to have fun, whether it's watching sport or going to a party these days, seems to have a feeling about it that drinking alcohol has to be a part of it. But it doesn't, you know, and now there's an organisation around Australia that encourages young people, like these fine people here, to have a good time without alcohol. And it's financed by the various state governments. They set out to show kids that you don't have to drink to have fun. It's a great cap you're wearing there. So.
Rage without alcohol.
In Victoria, it's called Rage Without Alcohol, and different names in other different states, but the principle is all the same. And they want to show young people how to enjoy themselves without drinking. And sponsors even help to put on events like the National Indoor Skateboard title, which is a lot of fun. I like to skateboard and I like to watch it too. Australian champion skateboarder Gary Valentine works with Rage Without Alcohol, and he's about to show you his skills with Jamie Churchill and the team live out the back in our lot, and they're hanging tough. Cherish the love. Beautiful words to that song. One of my very favourite Madonna songs. Madonna songs. There was a joke about that, but we. Oh, come on.
Good.
Yeah, well, you know.
I wish you guys on the set to get it right.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
What was wrong?
We had a movie shot, right? These arms getting closed. Okay, here we go. Recording, everybody. And
by. Rolling. Cherish the love. That's beautiful words to those songs. Cherish the love. One of my very favourite Madonna songs.
Madonna songs.
Madonna songs, that's right. We haven't got time for that joke right now.
John,
yes.
That dancer was absolutely fantastic.
I thought he was pretty incredible myself even, you know, but it's a shame they had him in silhouette through the whole song.
Yeah.
Come on, fella, take your mask off. Let's have a look at your face. What a talented person.
That guy really does look like you.
I think you're seeing double. It's a fact of life that these days most people believe that you can't have a good time unless you have a drink. And just about everything we do to have fun, whether it's watching sport or going to a party, there always seems to be a feeling that drinking alcohol has to be a part of it. Well, we don't agree with that, and now there's an organisation around Australia that encourages young people, like these fine people and those of you watching, to have a really good time without alcohol. Financed by various state governments, they set out to show kids that you don't have to have a drink to have fun, and the organisation in Victoria is called Rage Without Alcohol, and in several other states too, and there's some other names as well, but the principle is the same. Young people can have a good time and enjoy themselves without drinking. And Rage Without Alcohol sponsors events like the National Indoor Skateboard titles, and the Australian champion skateboarder Gary Valentine is with us on this program, and he's out the back in our back lot with Jamie Churchill and the rest of the gang for Rage Without Alcohol, and they're hanging tough.
well, let's roll. Press rolling.
Yeah, man, I'm ready to roll.
You got that, Craig? Yep.
Okay. Good morning, guys. Let's flip quiet up there, please. Light on? Are they light on?
Yes, those on.
Okay. Yes, please. Recording.
You heard from me.
So we're straight out the back.
Okay.
And
Hey, that's pretty rad skateboarding, guys. Thanks, Jamie and the gang. Come on, Gary, get down from there. I want to talk to you. Well done. Hey, Gary, tell us about rage without alcohol. Yeah, well, why is rage without alcohol so heavily involved with skateboarding then? Ah, bull dust. Only kidding. Thank you. Now listen, some of the things you do look pretty dangerous to me, Gary. What do you do to make sure that you don't get hurt? Oh, okay. Yeah, could we rewind? Just that last question? Yeah, that's it. Okay, now, some of the things you do look pretty dangerous to me, Gary. What do you do to make sure you don't get hurt? Okay. And thank you, Gary, and let's have a round of applause for our Australian champion skateboarder. Now, Gary's just one of the many young Australians who are making their marks in various fields. Young Australians are achieving great things in areas from sport to science, and of course the entertainment industry like ours. We all remember Hayley Lewis. She was just 15 when she won 5 gold medals at the Commonwealth Games this year. And Rachel Marshall, a 10-year-old from Victoria, is the world #1 BMX rider for her age group. Andrew Murphy was just 16 when he joined the Australian Ballet Company last year, and he's toured Asia with the company, and later this year he will go to the United States to dance at the famous New York Metropolitan. And I'd also like you to meet a very, very special lady. This is Emily Costello. Emily is 16, and last year she won gold at the World Youth Championship for the Disabled held in Miami. And Emily is a world record holder in breaststroke, and we'll be speaking to her in just a moment. But first, here's a song for all our Australian champions. Ah, sugar. I nearly got there, didn't I? Just that last bit.
recording now.
Hey, that's pretty rad skateboarding. Thanks, Jamie and the gang, and thank you too, Gary. Come on, get on down from there and let's have a chat to you. Good on you, Gary. Tell us about rage without alcohol. And why is rage without alcohol so heavily involved with skateboarding? Here is Ricky with a great tribute song for you called The Eternal Flame. Here's Ricky. Oh, you don't look like Ricky.
Fabulous. Recording. I wanted that. Thanks. Okay, here we go. And stand by for applause, John. And
Ricky Arnott and The Eternal Flame. And that was for you, Emily Costello. And we had some nice pictures in that as well, didn't we?
Yep.
Now, congratulations, because as I understand it, you broke a world record at the Disabled Games in the United States last year.
Yep, in December, 2 seconds off, so that was pretty good. I was pretty happy
Fantastic.
with that.
Take a look at this. Some of the medals that you've won.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me, at the games that you competed in and broke that record, what other kind of sports? Do they perform all the sports?
Yeah, well, of course they don't have like high jump and all that sort of
Right.
thing, but all track events, all swimming, lawn bowls, basketball, everything.
And now you're a world champion. Of course, you don't become world champion if you're lazy. You must practice a lot of hours a day.
2 hours, 4 times a week.
Now, do you, like all other swimmers, get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and go and do your swimming?
No, I used to, but not anymore.
You got a boyfriend now, and he keeps you out late, right? Are we allowed to talk about that?
No, just friends.
Just friends. Okay.
Yeah, I do it 2 hours after school now.
And you're very determined, as I understand it. Are there bigger things for you in the future? What's your next target?
Yep, well, I'm going to England in a couple of months, and then obviously the final goal will be the Olympics in Barcelona in
And
92.
the disabled games are just after the able-bodied games,
Yep,
right?
that's right.
Well, we're very proud of you. Congratulations, and look at all that gold around your neck, and we've got something beautiful from Ricky for you as well that I'm sure you'll enjoy. And Emily, a little spy told me that you're a bit of a Bevan Adensall rock and roll fan, yes?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Well, are you ready for this? Because here he is, centre stage in the studio, Bevan Adensall and the Right Stuff! Yay!
Shot number, please. Shot number, please, Kim. Thank you. Okay, clap. Stand by, John. Applause.
Hey, it never used to be that much fun.
What's for? I think you broke your neck.
No, it was just...
All right.
Hey, that's not the kind of fun that I used to have when I was at school. Great stuff, kids. I enjoyed that, and we want to thank everybody who writes to our team members, because letters come in just about every day, and we do try and get to it. Do that again. I mean, I don't... Just
a little longer applause before you go.
a little longer applause. Right, okay.
Quiet and... Deliberately.
Ah, isn't that fun? That schoolyard love affair. Well, thanks to the team, and we want to thank all of you who write to the team regularly, because letters come in every day, and if you'd like to write to one of the team regularly, here are some fan club and other addresses. For Ricky Arnott, it's Shop 8, 50 Burke Street, Melbourne 3000. For Johnny Newich, Post Office Box 524, Glen Waverley, Victoria 3150. For Juanita Coco, Post Office Box 353 in Heidelberg, Victoria 3084. And for Jamie Churchill, Post Office Box 575, Camberwell, Victoria 3124. And for little Courtney Companino, it's Post Office Box 2038, Richmond, Victoria 3121. Okay, girls. And for Joey D, Post Office Box 282, Essendon, Victoria 3040. And I know, here he is, Joey D with Every Little Step.
What do you say? Thanks, Rolly. And Cole,
So we're
sorry,
applauding
Cole, can you
Joey.
get close up to the...
You got that?
Johnny, Cole, what's this? And Brian. Okay, roll.
Did I read the girl's name who did this?
There's a lot to talk about. Thanks, Rolly. Okay, here we go. Applause. We're coming out of...
Every Little Step.
Rolling. And over here, guys, you're looking for Every Little Step. And action.
Watch out! That was Joey D, and he's dancing better than ever, isn't he?
Yeah, sure.
Very well done. Good on you, Joey. You know, we've got to be serious here for a minute, because there's a lot of talk about the environment these days, and people are becoming more and more aware of the problems of air, water and soil pollution. But kids are getting concerned as well, and that really thrills me. A little girl named Nicolette Minster sent me this poster she made at school. It shows all the rubbish there on the foreshore and that people have thrown there instead of putting them in the rubbish bin, and it really damages the environment. So good on you, Nicolette Minster, for being aware and for putting that into your art. What do you think about the environment? Courtney, have you thought about it at all?
Yeah, well, it makes me sad that the world's getting so polluted.
Well, I think we should all be concerned, because it worries me when I look at the kids around me, like you two and my own kids, and know that you're going to have to live with what we adults and what I have contributed to as well. And, you know, it's a big world and a big messy world that you guys are going to inherit. Did you realise that by the time you're my age, there'll be over 8 million people on the planet. There's nearly 5 now. It's just going up at a big rate. But there's things that we can change, and it's up to you and for all of us to change it right now. The way, yeah.
Okay, stand by for applause over here at Joey.
At Joey. Straight shoulders back. Really. Whoa! Get down! I love it. That's Joey D dancing.
Yeah.
And recording. Stand by for applause at Joey. And quiet.
Whoa! Get down! That's Joey D, and he's dancing and singing better than ever. He really moves around, doesn't he? Good on you, Joey, and he's got a lot of fans too. But we've got to be serious for a moment, kids, because there's been a lot of talk about the environment. People are becoming aware of the problems of air, water and soil pollution. And this lovely little girl, Courtney's got this beautiful poster that a lovely little girl called Nicolette Minster painted for me, and she made it at school, and it shows all the rubbish in the foreground. You ever been down to the beach lately, kids, and you see all the rubbish on the shore? Well, people just throw it there without caring, and it damages our environment. Well done, Nicolette Minster. What do you think about the environment? Courtney, have you been giving it some deep thought? Because you should.
Well, it makes me sad that the world's getting so polluted.
Yeah, well, I think we should all be concerned about that. It worries me that when I look at these kids and I look at my own kids, that what we're doing to the planet is going to be their inheritance in future years. It's the world that you're inheriting that we're creating right now. Do you realise that by the time you're my age, kids, there's going to be over 8 billion people on the planet? And that means that if we don't change our ways, there's a chance that the world won't be able to cope with all the rubbish and all the problems. And of course, we'll probably run out of resources as well. The good thing is, though, that even though it's a huge problem, there are plenty of people and plenty of things that can all be done to try and help to fix it. So what about you? You got any suggestions?
Well, recycling. At home we have separate bins, a different one for plastic, glass, paper and food scraps, and stuff which Mum throws on the compost heap.
You know, compost is great stuff. We use it at the veggie patch at the farm. And actually the vegetables taste better, and it means that we don't have to use chemicals or fertilisers which aren't good for the environment, and certainly not good for my environment inside my tummy either. What else can we do, Johnny?
Use less power. I mean, instead of putting the heater on, you can put a jumper on, and when you leave the room, turn the light off.
It seems like a silly little suggestion, but it really, really helps. And people seem to forget that there's a lot of power in the sun as well. Mum, instead of using clothes dryers, why don't you hang your clothes on the line? My grandma used to do that, my mum too, I think. And you can use solar energy too if you're into some modern state-of-the-art technology. Solar energy can really heat your water. And you know what's really important? Not to waste the resources that we've got, right?
You know what really annoys me is plastic bags. You always see them everywhere. At the beach, in the bush, it's really horrible.
We don't really need plastic bags. Shopping bags... Sorry.
Doesn't matter, you just pick it up for me, because when we get closer.
Try not to...
Yeah, sorry.
Still rolling, Joey.
Yep.
And quiet. Action.
We don't... Sorry. Yep. We don't really need plastic bags. We take our own bags shopping. Sorry.
We take our own shopping bags to the supermarket. Yeah, that's all right. Relax, you're doing fine.
Still rolling? You're not rolling, Cole? No, he doesn't have to. No, right. Okay, so, and action.
We don't really need plastic bags. We take our own shopping bags to the supermarket, so we don't have to use their bags. And we always ask the shopkeeper not to wrap things up because it's just a waste of paper.
And paper means trees. Trees are good for the environment because they give us energy. Energy.
Pick it up from there. And action.
And paper means trees. Trees are good for the environment because they give us oxygen. And if you plant native trees, you attract native animals and birds.
Yeah, we're going to be talking more about planting trees a little later. So it's a case of the 3 R's, folks. Reduce, first R, reduce the amount of waste you make.
Reuse items for other purposes.
And recycling.
Absolutely. Yeah, you say second R, reuse.
Second R.
Yeah.
Second R, reuse items for other
And quiet. On your right.
So it's a case of the 3 R's. First R, reduce the amount of waste you make.
Second R, reuse items for other purposes.
And recycle.
Third R.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Same spot. And
So it's a case of the 3 R's. First R, reduce the amount of waste you make.
Second R, reuse. Sorry.
Do it again from the spot.
Third R, recycle.
okay.
So it's a case of the 3 R's. First R, reduce the amount of waste you make.
Second R, reuse items for other purposes.
Third R, recycle.
But most important, be aware, kids, of your environment. The team girls took a
Same spot.
yeah, same spot.
No worries.
You want to do, but you're going to shoot cutaways, or you?
Not for the 3 R's, I don't think.
No, okay.
Hold that as a 3 shot.
Okay.
And
So it's a case of the 3 R's. First,
oh, that's right. Oh, dear. Cut. That's all right.
so it's a case of the 3 R's. First R, reduce the amount of waste you make.
Second R, reuse items for other purposes.
And the third R, recycle.
And most importantly, kids, be aware of your environment. Everywhere you go, just keep an eye out and see what you can do to make this a better, cleaner, healthier world. And the team girls took a look around at the mess we've made, and it's not a very pretty sight. As a matter of fact, I think I can feel the earth move. Here's the girls.
Fabulous. Okay, we can. And you can keep going involved with this. Okay, Courtney. And Brian. Here we go. And
It makes me sad that the world's getting so polluted.
Can you do the way you did it before? You did it a little bit more
more of a
relaxed.
heart feeling there too.
Yeah,
like
you know,
you really mean it. Rather than
It really makes me sad. It's conversational. Yeah.
Okay, quiet and action.
Really makes me sad. No, sorry.
Still rolling. I like that number too. And
Mostly break up in the viewfinder.
Yeah, it's,
not on the monitor.
no, I think it's
The
just,
world,
it's just in
it
the
makes me sad that the world's getting so.
Okay, stand by Courtney and
Makes me sad that the world's getting so polluted.
Courtney's next line, please. Stand by Courtney. As soon as you're here, tell me when we're there.
Right.
Okay. And
Yeah, like recycling.
sorry,
I'm sorry.
Still rolling. And
Really warm and nice.
Yeah, like recycling. At home we have separate bins.
sorry, just a little bit after action.
Okay.
Okay, still rolling.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, like recycling. At home we have separate bins. A different one for plastic, glass, paper and food scraps. And stuff which mum... sorry.
still rolling, Courtney.
Sorry.
No need to rush it either, Courtney. You
Yeah,
can slow it
sorry.
down.
Because we'll have footage.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, like recycling. At home we have separate bins. A different one for plastic, glass, paper and food scraps. And stuff which mum throws on the compost heap.
okay, next line. Thanks. Courtney's next line.
Yeah, we're
We're there.
travelling. There it is.
So Courtney, don't forget at the end each time. Here we go, Courtney.
Brian?
And
You know what really annoys me is plastic bags. You always see them everywhere. At the beach, in the bush. It's horrible.
is there another one from Courtney? I think there is, isn't there?
No, I think that's it.
Is that it?
No.
Ah,
There was. Yeah. Okay. Still rolling. Still rolling. And action.
And paper means trees. Trees are good for the environment because they give us oxygen, and if you plant native trees, you can attract native animals and birds. Sorry, can I do that again? Oh, it was bad
Just
phrasing.
slow that down a little
Yeah.
too, Courtney.
Okay.
Okay. And
And paper means trees. Trees are good for the environment because they give us oxygen. And if you plant
yeah,
Sorry.
plate.
it's okay. No worries. And
And paper means trees. Trees are good for the environment because they give us oxygen. Oxygen. Sorry, this will be the last
Glass
one.
of water.
Okay.
No, it's all right. I'm all right. Thanks.
Quiet
And paper means trees. Trees are good for the environment because they give us oxygen. And if you plant native trees, you can attract native animals and birds.
I think that was all. It was only the R's next one.
Yeah, we've done the R's.
Okay, all right. Stand by, Johnny. Looking straight ahead first. Johnny, thanks. And action.
Use less power. I mean, instead of putting the heater on, you can put a jumper on, and when you leave the room, turn the light off.
And don't forget, kick the next line, please. Don't forget to look back to the centre again at the end.
Yep.
Still rolling? Rolling. And action.
We don't really...
You're looking straight ahead.
Yep.
Towards camera, and back straight ahead. And action.
We don't really need plastic bags. We take our own bag... Yep. Take our own shopping... Yep. We don't really need plastic bags. We take our own shopping bag to the supermarkets. Yeah.
Yeah, take. Still rolling, Johnny. Just
Take.
Slightly bigger beat after action, Johnny.
Mhm.
And quiet. And action.
We don't really need plastic bags. We take our own shopping bags to the supermarket.
Just relax.
Yep.
It's fine. You don't have to rush it.
Don't rush
It's
it.
fine.
Yeah.
Okay, Johnny. Still rolling. And
We don't really need plastic bags. We take our own shopping bags to the supermarket, so we don't have to use their bags. And we always ask. Yeah.
okay. Ready? And
We don't really need plastic bags. We take our own shopping bags to the supermarket, so we don't have to use their bags. And we always ask the shopkeeper.
Shopkeeper, huh? That's someone who peeks in shops when there's nobody looking.
still rolling.
I've heard about shop pickers.
We don't really need plastic bags. We take our own shopping bags to the supermarket, so we don't have to use their bags. And we always ask the shopkeeper not to
wrap things up.
not to wrap things up because it's just a waste of paper.
Yeah, good. This is
Very
it.
tongue-tied.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. He'll get there. This is the one.
Nice and slow, Johnny.
Mhm.
Just slow it down. Okay, Johnny. And when I say and, you just say.
We don't really need plastic bags. We take our own shopping bags to the supermarket, so we don't have to use their bags. And we always ask the shopkeeper not to wrap things up because it's just a waste of paper.
Okay, next section.
That's it.
One more or two more?
Well done. That's it.
That was it for Johnny. Okay, Johnny, get the wardrobe change. Okay, roll, thanks. Here we go. Everyone stand in your positions, thanks guys. Okay, hold. John, can I see you standing just for one moment, please, John? Just standing. What do you call American most? Happy back, Colin. So Johnny and Juanita came seated, thanks John, and
Johnny's seated.
so John, you're still applauding Bevan.
I'm still aboard in Bevan.
Rolling and
And Bevan's got some very exciting numbers for our very excited audience too. But first, let's find out what's been happening with my favourite kids, and I know yours as well. First of all, the Young Talent Team. Yay! Was that a rehearsal? Had it on Joe. Thank you.
You put so much spray on
okay, we're rolling. So we can
Okay, guys, stop
move
it.
slightly away
Here we
from
go.
John and you can come in as John stands. Okay, here we go. We're rolling on both cameras. And
Yeah, we've got some exciting music from Bevan in the program tonight too, a little later. But first of all, I know you're all dying to find out what's been happening to my kids in the last 12 months. Here they are, the Young Talent Team. Okay, that's enough waving at your fans. They've been missing you, I know. Joey D, he's been making his personal rock and roll performance. Where is he? There he is. I really mucked that up, didn't I? I thought he was supposed to be on the other side.
wave. Hits when you come in. Straight away.
Yeah. Okay, you can do it one more time. Does that all look natural to you? We'll get Joey first.
Well, yeah, all right, it's all right. It's not bad. It's better than that. Yeah, cool.
Are we rolling?
Yes,
We're recording.
Here we go.
Dying of cancer. My ears are falling off.
I'm gonna watch my thing.
Excuse me, we are recording. Hang on, let me get excited about this. Whoa! Yes, Bevan's brought a lot of his fans along and he's got some great songs for you in our program. I can't say it to them. What's after this?
Cherish. Bonita.
Cherish. That's right.
That's right. We need to
I don't know the new
Okay.
sing off the Cherish.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, start on Ricky. I need a clean shot of Ricky, please. Recording. I need a clean shot of Ricky. Ricky, can you come forward a little bit, please? Thanks.
Just on action, I'll do the Ricky Arnott bit again.
And action.
And Ricky Arnott. Now, Ricky, I've heard all sorts of wonderful reports about you from school because, of course, all the kids still go to school, but you've been studying classical ballet?
Yeah.
Can you get on points yet? No. You're not using your sounds.
Roll, please, on both cameras. And action. Oh, sorry, on air lights, please. Just so we've got no noise happening. Sorry, John. And action.
Whoa! Bevan Adamsall, and that's pretty exciting stuff. Okay, Bevan, come on over here and be quiet, kids, while I talk to him. They're a wild lot, matey.
Oh, they are, mate, yes.
It's good to have you with us.
Thanks, John.
Fantastic. I really blew that, didn't I?
Because we sat down.
Oh, we sat down. But it feels natural to sit down.
Can you hear a knock in the... Anything goes.
Here we go. Quiet, please. And stand by. Drop that down.
Thank you.
We've got to go. Front.
And talk about your fan club
Recording Bevan.
and your record. Hey! That's a bit over the top.
That's it.
Okay.
Still rolling. Okay, here we go. Still rolling. And front. Action.
Hey, that's exciting stuff. Bevan Adamsall, come and join us, Bevan. And you be quiet, kids, while we're talking. They're an excited lot, aren't
They
they?
sure are, John, yes.
I think they kind of like you a little bit.
Oh, maybe a tad.
Bevan,
Maybe a tad.
I heard the most fantastic thing about you and your fans, because Bevan has many fans, and of all of the performers that I know, Bevan spends more time responding to the kids that write to him than just about anybody.
Oh, it's easy because you've got a computer sometimes, and it's easier to do than writing because your hand gets sore.
Yeah,
So
and
your
so
computer-
you've got thousands and thousands of names in your computer of all
About
your fans?
5,000, yes.
And you send them out letters and everything?
Oh, yeah, all the time. As much as we possibly
You know what you should
can.
do when your
Photos.
record comes out? What's it called, your new record?
You mean the world to me.
You Mean the World to Me. Me too, Bevan.
Oh,
But
thanks, John. But
it sounds like a great title. I haven't heard it yet, but when it comes out, we should, send out a note to all of your fans and,
Oh, yeah,
and make sure that
definitely.
they buy it for you.
I hope they do, please.
Bevan, can I embarrass you a little bit?
No.
Okay. You know that all of the young talent teams still go to school, except for you, because you're a professional entertainer
That's
now.
right, yes.
But I thought everybody might enjoy reminiscing with the way that you looked when you were on Young Talent Time and when you went to school. Have a
Oh,
look at
great.
this.
Great. Yes.
I'm sorry, I'll tone that down a little. Now, we got a shot of a photo there, see? Sorry, mate, didn't mean to embarrass you. But while we're here, let's take a look at the Young Talent Team. This is what they look like when they go to school.
same
We can laugh at
Same
them
spot?
Yeah, yep.
Follow Vicky's lead.
Stand by to zoom out if there's Oh, John. Okay, quiet guys. Got it. And action.
The Young Talent Team. Come on in, kids, and say goodnight. Fantastic. Well, has it been special? Ah, go back and do it again. And this time, a little bit of bloody enthusiasm. God.
Craig, groupies. I've got a wine in the Cole. You okay, Cole? Okay. Here we go, guys. Okay, here we go, guys. Quiet, closing, and applause. Action.
That's about the quickest hour that I've ever spent in my life, and I know you're going to want to join me in saying thank you to Bevan Adensall and the Young Talent Team. Whoa! And also, let's say a special thank you to the National Boys Choir, who did such a great job with that ballad.
Yeah, they sure did.
What's the problem?
Sorry, guys.
Feeling, guys. This time, okay? Feeling. Bye. Not beginning. Yes, they should be strong. Okay. And gently, not last week. You're rolling, boys. Okay, quiet. Quiet. Applause and quiet. Come on.
Amy?
Let's be professionals. And
Whoa, well, that's about the fastest hour that I've ever spent in my life. And let's say thank you to Bevan Adensall and the Young Talent Team. Come on in, guys. Great closing.
Oh, I enjoyed it.
Enjoyed it very much. And Bevan, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, John, for having me.
Was it special for you, kids?
Yes!
And it was certainly very, very special. Oh, dear. See you, kid.
oh, that's a worry. Roll. Cold and rolling. Quiet for applause and
Whoa, thank you. And that's the quickest hour that I've ever spent in my life. Oh, no, one more time. Sorry.
still rolling. Here we go, guys. End of the show. Lots of enthusiasm from the team. And applause. Action.
Hey, that's a great closing, and that's the quickest hour that I've ever spent. Join me in saying thank you to Bevan Adensall and the Young Talent Team. And while we're at it, some applause too, please, for those special boys from the National Boys Choir.
Oh, great.
And all our other guests tonight too. And thank you, Bevan. It was a real pleasure to have you with us.
Thank you, John, for having me.
And was it special for you too, kids?
Yes!
Well, it has been special because this has been the Hammered home television version of Young Talent Time, the first one of many, I hope. And we hope we'll see you all next time for another hour of home television fun from Young Talent Time. Goodbye, everybody.
Okay, we can go straight into So Long Australia for the tag again. So long time together.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Yeah.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Australia.
Time together.
Goodbye, Australia.
Yeah.
Roll.
Just all swaying, so
White shot. And quiet, please.
Do a 3-2.
Okay. 3, 2.
Goodbye, Australia. Oh, I thought we were all doing it together.
Yeah, we are.
So do 3, 2, count the 1 in your brain. So it's 3, 2.
Goodbye, Australia!
I'll cue as well.
Okay.
3, 2.
And then wait.
Okay.
Okay, start the sway, guys. Get the sway going. Here we go. And 3, 2.
Goodbye, Australia.
Come.